Joining me and Rob, we have David Warner, who we haven't seen in quite a while. David is the editor for Creative Loafing. Welcome back.
I got to tell you, Dave, almost forgot what you look like.
Yeah, well,
quite a handsome gentleman there. I didn't realize that, and the blue shirt works very nice.
Thank you very much. Well, I would have worn a check mark, but I didn't really need to.
It's been done.
Well,
It's been done. Everybody's wearing them.
Well, why don't you talk to us about your cover story? Because this is a cover page that you actually pick up because you want to read about it.
Yeah.
What's behind the must-do list?
Well, the skinny guy needs a tan, just for the record. I mean, I got to tell you.
He swallows like. Well, remember last year we did the must-do list, which is a list of 100 things you got to do to be a Tampa resident. And so these two kids came along. They were interns from Yale this summer, and we decided to update the must-do list by sending these two complete newbies out there and testing the list. Because I've had people who come up to me and say, such and such is closed, or you should add this to the list. And I figured, okay, we'll try it out. And so they went to a number of places that were on the list. They made they went to like 70 places in like 26 days and managed to go back 2 or 3 times to certain of them, like Treasure Seeker and Caliente.
Caliente.
I have a feeling, yes.
Yes, which was not on our list last year. And when they came to me and said we want to try out the nudist resort, I said, yeah. What could be right about nudist resorts that people don't know already? But they came back with something pretty funny, I thought. Actually, the funniest part for me was the beginning where they said they told us not to talk about all the old naked people. So we're going to get that out of the way right off the bat. And then they did a word association, which we should read aloud maybe, but we don't have time. But it's funny. Just read it aloud sometime to yourself.
Who was the photographer for this cover, and what were they? Eric Snyder.
Our very own Eric.
Were they really naked, or was this? So
they were not wearing check marks over their crotches.
Oh no! Was that in your studio or something, or was that over at Caliente?
Yeah.
So Eric went with them to Caliente?
I don't believe they make the photographers take their clothes off. He just shot.
He probably offered to go.
No, I forced him to.
Yeah, that with a gun.
But it was fun. It was. I think they had a great time there. They went to Treasure Seeker, the pirate ship, which we'd never written about before, and the Cajun Cafe in the Bayou. They loved that place, which is not some place. So they did find some new places.
So they're going to definitely be able to compare notes when they go back to college, huh?
Where we're thinking, they got one more semester of Yale. They can either use this as a springboard to a future career, or they can bury it in case they ever want to run for office.
But if they run for office, it's probably something that'll get them a lot of attention. It's a good thing.
This sounds like something that Creative Loafing can perhaps do every summer. Then they must do things and send interns to find.
Let me tell you what we're doing. Thank you for that segue, because we're inviting other people to join in. Because what the guys were doing all summer is they had a blog going where they told us what their latest adventure was from the must-do list. So we're inviting people to continue that tradition. Write me in, tell me why you think you should be a must-do list, the next must-do list blogger, and you too may. No, we won't force you to take your clothes off. But you too could be in the pages of the paper and on our website writing about what should be done.
How do people find that blog, and how do people register to
go to tampa.creativeloafing.com and or write me at david.warner@creativeloafing.com, and we'll tell you how to do it.
David, you should get the public involved with sending in their own photos of things that they've done and writing their own little stories, and
that's what
get them
we
to send
to
it all,
do.
and then you start publishing it, and it's just like a weekly. This is the week to do. I mean, it'll
get
flow
a Tampa
in like
Bay's
crazy
collective must-do list.
Yes.
How has that been going for you guys?
Yeah.
How has that been going for? Have you started it yet, or?
We'll see, because the issue just came out, and we're waiting to see what kind of response we get. If we get no response,
I feel you're going to get a good response from the photographs and people sending in stories, and I mean, you're going to have to obviously edit it a little bit.
Right, because we don't need nudity or anything.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not going to be, but...
No, of course not.
Why would you do that?
Well, tell us what's going on this weekend.
Yes.
And then Labor Day.
You
got some stuff.
Oh, you know what's really cool? It's on
you
Sunday.
bring notes.
I did. Rosario, however old she is, the organist at the Tampa Theater. She's over 100, I think, and was playing. She was probably playing when this movie they're playing on Sunday was first in the theaters. It's Douglas Fairbanks in The Thief of Baghdad, and she's playing the organ. That should be great.
And, wow, that's
that organ's awesome there, by the way. It's just amazing.
It comes up out of the floor.
It does. It's cool.
And Donna Stone, your friend from The Apprentice, she's got a book release party coming up, I think, next Wednesday. And
what's her book about?
It's about
The Apprentice.
The book.
Yeah, but
she pitched it on this show, hasn't she?
Well, I mean, but that was 2.5 years ago.
I know, but it takes a while to write a book. You don't just write a book in 5 minutes.
It says it's. I heard it's a new book. It's Winning Nice. Is that the name of it?
Yes, it was. It was called. It's a championship or some.
I know, but it was just so long ago. But that's great for her.
I don't think it was 2.5 years ago, was it?
But that's great for her. She was beautiful too, by the way.
Yes.
She was really stunning. What else is going on this weekend?
Sal DeTroya's famous session guitarist who died, and there's a tribute to him coming up to raise money, I think, for a memorial fund and maybe for other expenses. He played on everything. He played the wedding soundtrack on The Godfather. He played on I'm a Believer by the Monkees. He played on a ton of stuff. He's a really
Those are
interesting.
two different music types that you don't think the same person.
Session guitarist, they do anything, and he was one of the greats. Yeah.
There's a gun and knife show at the Palmetto Convention Center in Palmetto,
You know what,
Florida.
David? Thank you very much. It's such a pleasure to have you back here, and everybody must get their Creative Loafing, especially to play in their the challenge that they've thrown up for their must-do list in Tampa Bay. I'm going to try it.
That's the second time I got cut off tonight. You know what, David?
I'm going to try that.
I'm leaving with you. Janet can handle this, okay?
Thank you very much, David. It's always a pleasure.
Thanks, David. Appreciate it. Nice to meet you.